Hey friends, Isaac here. It's Tuesday, December 28th. Welcome to the Living the Dream Show with Kevin White. This is the podcast where we live the dream of people of every nation, tribe and tongue worship Jesus together on earth today as it already is in heaven. Thank you for subscribing, reviewing and sharing the show. Kevin's newest book, Get to the Point, was an instant international bestseller. Get to the Point is available worldwide in paperback,
hardback, ebook,
and audiobook.
It is a practical guide for passionately pursuing God's presence. Every guidance and provision you will ever need can be found today in the presence of God. Visit kevinwhite.us to read and gift Get to the Point and Kevin's first book, Audacious Generosity, today. Today, Kevin is joined by Temsula of Nashville, North Carolina. Temsula is a sister in Christ, friend and board member for Global Hope India. Put your hands together and let's welcome Kevin and Temsula to today's show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Living the Dream Show. It's December the 28th. So if you haven't already had someone else wish you a Merry Christmas, we want to be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas as we just celebrated the birthday of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Merry Christmas, and we're looking forward to New Year. In just a few days, we're going to cross over from 2021 to 2022, and we have a packed episode of great, beautiful guests on the show today. And I'm so excited to have you in the audience. If you're listening wherever podcasts can be heard, we want you to pull up a chair and to be a part of this conversation. If you're watching on YouTube, we're actually waving at you right now, but we are excited to be championing the dream of Revelation 7, 9 through 12, where we read that every tribe, nation, and tongue are worshiping Jesus in heaven. And it is our prayer on this show that it would be on earth as it is in heaven. So as you can see, I am from North Carolina, born and made in the USA. My co-host, Temsula, how are you, sister?
Hey, Merry Christmas to everybody. Christmas is every day.
Yeah. She is born and made in India, and our friends that she's introducing us to, Melvin and Nelicia, are from South Africa. You were born in South Africa? Am I correct on that?
Yes, we were born in South Africa. Our parents were born in South Africa, and most of our grandparents were born in South Africa as well.
Yeah, but you have India heritage, and we'll be talking about that in just a moment. But welcome to the Living the Dream Show, you and everyone in the audience. It's a great episode. Temsula, introduce us to our guests, and let's dive right in.
I have known Melvin and Nelicia for quite some time, and they are beautiful couple, and it has been a joy for our family to get to know them and their children, and to just share life with them. And so, I was thinking, why not bring them along and just ask them about the holidays and about Christmas, how they celebrate, and just share with them. I feel selfish just keeping them to myself. And I decided that why not share to other people as well the blessing that we have received through their life as well. And so, here is Melvin and Nelicia, a beautiful couple. And we wanted to talk more about the holidays and just about different things in life, how they celebrate things and how we celebrate things, and how it should all glorify God at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Nelicia,
you. Thank you for having us.
Melvin.
Yes, welcome.
Yeah.
So Temsula, help us to get to know them. We want to just use this episode to really celebrate our cultures, celebrate differences. Our family has Christmas trees. I'm not sure what families in South Africa might have as traditions. So Temsula, help us get to know that through our friends today.
Yes, there are differences. All of us, whether we are from different countries, whether we are from different families, we all have our differences, the culture, the language, the traditions, and all that in between. We all have our differences, but there is also, it's very, many times, if we are not careful, we can use those differences to divide us, or we can use those differences to celebrate us. And so I just, want all of us, and even the people, not just the four of us here, but also our listeners, to celebrate in those differences and to, build bridges in those differences and say that, hey, you may not look like me and I may not talk like you, but, we are all created by the one and living God. And look at the common things, focus on the common things, and with the differences, let's celebrate those differences and learn from each other, grow together. And so today I just wanted to ask with Nelly and Melvin, both of them, how do you celebrate, let's say Christmas, which we have just celebrated, or any kind of holidays, including even birthdays, if you want to include in that.
Okay, well, so first I'm going to paint a picture. First, let me tell you about South Africa right now. It is
Okay.
peak summer. It is hot. People are wearing shorts. They are rounding up the work year. It's towards the end of the year. People are ready for summer. They are ready for the beach. They are ready to do shopping, to eat, to just get ready for what the Christmas season has to offer. Can you imagine Christmas season and summer season and beach season all in one? That's what it's like.
Wow.
So it's very common for us to just go to the beach on Christmas Day, to go to church, get dressed up. Melvin and I were born in Christian families, so we've always, we're born into Christian families, so we were always exposed to going to church for Christmas and, doing what we needed to do as Christians, to celebrate in a Christ-like way and in a Christian manner in our homes. Our parents were saved and our uncles and aunts were saved, and so we second generation Christian, but of course we were saved in our own way and in our own times, in different times of our lives. So we grew up, getting dressed and getting ready for Christmas Day. So our service and our Christmas service and our special Christmas meal was Christmas lunch and dressed up for Christmas Day. We go to church on Christmas Day. So you wake up in the morning and get dressed with new clothes because it's Christmas, very similar to Diwali. So now you'll see how that mix of what is cultural, what is religious, and how we try to separate it, how it all got mixed together. So like how you would get dressed for Diwali with sparkly, shiny, nice things, new things and things like that. We would get ready and go to church. And of course, nobody had time to eat breakfast, so we were starving. And then Christmas service was a longer service because it had the special programs and special speeches and all the lovely things. And that at Christmas. So you come home and you are starving, but we have to wait for everything to be warmed up. And Christmas meal is not, some families do a turkey and gammon and things like that, a ham and things like that. But also there's biryani and there's curry and rice and there's seafood. There's crab curry, curried crab, fish, shrimp, all of those things in various different curries, and it's just a whole spread. So now we're starving because we were from church, but we still want to come home and still look cute and take our pictures and eat and whatever. But there's a lot of hangry faces. A lot of us, we're just hungry, but we want to get going, and then we start eating and we have that family time together. So usually it would be with our parents or our in-laws. We will, Melvin and I, over the last few years of being married, we will swap between going to my parents and then going to his parents, or going to mine or going to his and then going to mine and things like that. And then we had children, and then we where can we open presents here and open presents. So as much as in Western culture, a lot of this is done on Christmas Eve. And I can imagine, you go to church, bundle up warm and cozy and things like that. It's not so dressy as if it's warm weather, and you can just get to dress up, really nice and things like that. And so that's how we celebrated Christmas, Christmas Day. My family growing up, I grew up in a pastoral family. We have a few pastors, that my uncles were pastors, and now a couple of my cousins. So we grew up being very involved in church, in singing special songs and being part of the band, the pastors, the preaching and things like that. But when we had my grandparents, my whole mom's family, which is her 5 brothers, and herself and her sister and their children, when we were younger, it was just, all of us cousins. On Christmas Day, we would have, go to church, come together, take our pots with rice and curry and casserole, glass casserole dishes, Pyrexes, and go to the beach. There was a park at the beach, and we would all sit together with our Christmas clothes, with suits and high heels and everything, Christmas hair and everything. And we would sit together at a park in front of the beach and have our Christmas lunch together. And thereafter, socks would be taken off, suit pants would be rolled up and, hiked up, and we'll play a game of cricket, on the green. We'll play a game of cricket together or some ball or whatever, and we just have that time together. And we did that for many, many, many years until some of my cousins started getting married, and then they had to go to in-laws and things like that. And then my grandparents passed away. But we did that for about 20 years, where we just go, go to the park in front of the beach and just have a good time and, celebrate. So now as well, some families will still go to the beach, especially those that live in inland states, in inland provinces. They all come together to Durban, where we grew up, and they just hit the beach. And the beach was like 20 minutes away from our house. If you're really on a clear day, from my upstairs window in my house, you can just see that blue line there. And that's how we grew up, just always near the ocean, having a good time. Most of our celebrations would revolve around the beach, walking on the promenade, splashing in the water, going at night, roller skating, always feet in the water, toes on the sand, somewhere like that. That's how the way us Durbanites grew up. Every celebration features the beach in some way.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
That's
it.
beautiful.
As we're recording this, I haven't had lunch, and so you're talking about crab curry, and I'm getting hungry. I just love all of the turkey, the curry, everything, biryani, all at the same Christmas feast table. One of my favorite getaways for our family is the beach. We live here in North Carolina. We're two hours from the coast, 2 hours from the mountains. Love where God has placed us on planet Earth, but I have never spent Christmas Day on the beach, and it's cold here in December, usually at the beach, and so it sounds phenomenal to be able to splash in the water and be at the beach. I'm so excited to hear that.
So we have a friend here that has a house in Hatteras Island, and he offered us the opportunity to stay there this Christmas. So next week on Christmas Eve, we're going to drive down, and we're going to try to recreate the moments by going to the beach. We know it's going to be cold, and we may not go into the water, but we just want to be there. So for the first time this year, since we came to North Carolina, we are going back to the beach. We're excited.
Well, good. Good for you. Good for you.
What about you, Melvin? How did you grow up celebrating?
Okay, so for us, we were kind of more smaller community, and most Christmas was just like my mom, my dad, my granny, and maybe and myself and my 2 brothers, and so on. And so generally, well, because my dad but for some reason he never got his license, so we never had a vehicle. So we didn't really go out on Christmas. We always spent Christmas kind of having lunch at our place after church as well. And then sometimes we would have some of our family come over and visit, and then like you would normally in the afternoon share like some desserts and some nice cookies and so on as like an evening kind of thing, And then, but that was kind of our typical Christmas. There was some different Christmas here and there, but generally it was just pretty much our smaller family. It wasn't so much our broader family.
Yeah.
Well, the whole point of the episode is that we have a lot of different traditions and cultures and ways in which we celebrate, and it is beautiful. And obviously, you might think that the verse that I'm about to share is inappropriate for what we are just sharing the story of how Christmas is celebrated in South Africa, and now this Christmas celebration that has just occurred in North Carolina on the beach and different things like that. But listen to this verse. Paul, writing to the church at Ephesus in chapter 4, verse 2 says, "Be completely humble and gentle, be patient, bearing with one another in love." And that's really, when we talk about, we just celebrated Christmas, and when we say Merry Christmas, we're saying experience the love of God through Jesus Christ. And it's all about love. Christmas is a birthday. It's a gift, for God so loved that He gave. And so when you and I follow Jesus, we have to exercise patience with other cultures. We have to be humble about our heritage and about our culture. Not everyone puts lights on a tree. To some people, that's very foreign. And then we treat people like foreigners, and yet we're doing foreign things to them or in front of them. And so Paul says, be humble about your heritage. Be humble about your culture. Be gentle as you transition from one culture to the other. Their culture is as beautiful as you think your culture is. So be gentle. And some of that is what we just practiced with each other. We sat here with patience. We sat here with gentleness. And we got to hear fascinating story of what Christmas is like in South Africa, with people born in a different country than you and I. That can be a very practical form of gentleness. It's just sit and listen and share. It says bearing with one another. And so if you don't like crab curry and someone's offering you a dish of crab curry and you take it and it lights your mouth on fire or something, biryani or something like that, bear with each other. It's okay to be polite and say no thank you. You don't have to eat every single thing. You should try everything. I really hope that you would be willing to try the food of other nationalities and that, but bear with each other in the spice that's used, in the volume of sound from that family. Maybe that family's very quiet and it unnerves you because your family's very restless and noisy. Maybe they're very boisterous and your family's very quiet. Bear with each other and do it all in love. I really hope that you'll come back next week, because we're going to continue this conversation as we celebrate New Year's together. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. We'll see you next week on the Living the Dream Show. God bless you all.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you for listening to the Living the Dream Show with Kevin White. Find the complete archive of all episodes at kevinwhite.us or subscribe for free through your favourite podcast player and never miss an episode. This program is copyright Kevin White International, all rights reserved. Each week we bring you a message of living the dream as people of every nation, tribe and tongue worship Jesus together on earth today, as it already is in heaven. Remembering the gift of God's presence through Jesus Christ is accessible to everyone. Join us again next week for Living the Dream with Kevin White. Living the Dream with Kevin White.